Are you ready for this one? I'm going to need Dr. Dibs on this one.
Okay.
He'll have an ulnar nerve transposition.
The transposition.
Let's begin.
The transposition. What a sin. That's I got some old references today. I'm sorry.
We're killing ourselves today.
No doubt.
God, please. We have not been alive since 1942, despite what it may sound like at times. His pitching elbow has been bothering him for 2 years, says Alex Pavlovich. I'm sorry to laugh. What are we doing? So Keaton Wynn's been hurt for 2 years, which is essentially the entire time that we've known him.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
All right, there you have it.
Ulnar nerve transposition.
And then there is one last starting rotation announcement for the Giants. We got Kyle Harrison tonight. Is that right? Kyle Harrison tonight. The double dip tomorrow is going to be Snell and Birdsong. And then Sunday's game, the must win for the sweep.
Yeah. you think maybe it's to split the series, but
Sunday will be Jordan Hicks.
Okay.
Alex Cobb will throw 5 innings in San Jose tonight. Hayden Birdsong's teammate.
Totally.
He'll be in San Jose tonight. And if all goes well, he will throw Wednesday against the A's. And that arrival will, and this is official now, a report from Alex Pavlovich, if Cobb is cool in San Jose and pitches against the A's Wednesday and everything's fine with that double dip, Jordan Hicks officially moves to the bullpen.
Okay. So one last start for Jordan Hicks, and it's something that I was thinking made sense a long time ago. Jordan Hicks is already well over his career high innings mark by about 30 innings. And I think if he pitches 5 tonight, he'll be over 100 innings for the year. So it makes perfect sense that he would be shuttled off to the bullpen.
I wonder what that preseason conversation was like with Jordan Hicks, giving him a chance to start, but maybe not promising that he would remain a starter. Yeah, 98 and 2/3 innings right now. So he's going to need 4 more outs for 100 innings pitched on the season. And it started so promising, and now he is 4-7 with an ERA just a touch over 4.
So when Cobb comes back, and assuming that everything goes well with Cobb and Hicks goes to the bullpen, doesn't that still give you 6 starters? With
who's the 6th?
Webb and Ray and Harrison.
Oh, Birdsong's going to San Jose, Bob.
He'll go back to San Jose. So he gets the one start Saturday as the extra man, and then he's out?
Well, there's a few different possibilities here. Let's go through the possibilities because I feel what you're saying. Hicks goes to the bullpen, and then your rotation is Cobb, Snell, Webb,
Ray and Harrison. And
Birdsong. Now, Birdsong either goes back to the minors or Blake Snell plays for the Red Sox.
Right. You could make a trade, certainly. But short of a trade is what I was thinking about, because the trade would come after you know about Cobb, because Cobb would pitch Wednesday, and that's after the trade deadline.
Correct.
So if Cobb...
But they're gonna know how he looked tonight.
I guess, and they're going to already have an idea of what they want to do. But assuming Cobb looks good and he's back, you do have 6 starters. And if you don't make a move at the deadline, can you really, I mean, I know you can, but you go to Hayden Birdsong and you say, hey, God, you've looked good. Well, you've looked really good. Well, how about next year, Hayden?
Listen, this all goes into everything that we've been talking about. And again, is it stupid to make it about this weekend? I'll grant you, yes, it is. It's stupid to make it about this weekend, but in a way it is. In other words, okay, well, what are you doing with the 5 baseball games that happened before Alex Cobb pitches? And what are you even doing just with these 4 games this weekend? You know what I mean? If the Giants did win 4 of them, if they do win 3 of them at least, then there's this idea out there of like, hey, this rotation is loaded for bear. Like, should we keep chasing this? You go out there this weekend and split or lose 3 of 4 or just continue to play uninspired baseball. I would argue that the presence of Hayden Birdsong is all the more reason to trade Blake Snell. If you're going to trade Michael Conforto because you want to see Luis Matos, then trade Blake Snell because you want to see Hayden Birdsong. That's the idea, right? and you could still have a very viable rotation. It wouldn't look like a quote-unquote tank, but you might be able to pull someone's top 5 prospect for Blake Snell. Maybe not. The Snell thing is complicated. There's a contractual thing there that where Blake has some power that teams won't like. You know what I mean? It's like he could be a rental, or we could be signing up to spend $32 million on this guy next year, and we don't know if we want to do that. Both of those things could potentially, depending on who you're talking to, lower the value. But in a seller's market, the idea of the reigning Cy Young Award winner coming off of 3 consecutive elite-level starts, I would think that's going to get you something now. That's going to get you something, and the Giants, based on where they sit right now, would probably be very smart to do that.
Especially if you think about the future of this rotation, and if Birdsong is as good as he's looked so far, you're going to want him in the rotation next year fully, and you already have Webb and Harrison, are going to be back, and they're in the rotation, and Robbie Ray is under contract for a couple more years, assuming he opts in. He'd be in the rotation, and so you start to get into the same problem of too many arms, not enough slots, and so a Snell trade would make sense on a number of different fronts if you do fall out of things further over the weekend against Colorado.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of other stuff like, Alex Cobb is on a club option this year. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. He'll be 37 years old, so I don't know if that's someone you'd even be interested in, but some of the names that are on the come also, Carson Whisenhunt, whatever, who knows? I don't know what this thing's going to look like. I just know that for Giants fans, it can't look like this. It actually, more importantly, it can't feel like this. You know what I mean? And so I think that's also what's on the line here with these last 2 months. I think we sit here and go, oh, they're looking at the standings. They're looking at the performance. And I'm going, are they? Or are they just looking at the stands? If I'm Greg Johnson, what am I looking at right now? Do I want to see my bullpen ERA go down?
Of course.
Or do I want to see what the outfield seats look like over the next 2 months? Because again, if I'm Greg Johnson and I'm making a decision about Farhan Zaidi, I'm not worried about this year. This year's over. I'm worried about next year.
Well, the moves are all but done. Short of what you do between now and Tuesday, you're right. The work has been done. The hay's in the barn, and now you got to just go out there and play baseball. I mean, Farhan can only do so much to this roster between now and the end of the year. You got 4 days, basically, and you could make more Michael Baumann trades where you send cash to Seattle and you get a guy who's been DFA'd. Okay, that's a lot of Farhan's moves are like that, but after Tuesday and the deadline, that's it. This is your team. So to that extent, I think you're right. And also you look at the stands, and that's an interesting way to put it because attendance is up, but the vibes aren't up. Attendance is up, but it feels like visiting fans are also up. It's not like the attendance is up and it feels like Giants fans are more galvanized than ever about the product. Attendance is up because more people are showing up, and visiting fans, and I think a lot of regular fans are back. It doesn't feel like this team has taken the market by the short hairs and really grabbed everyone's attention.
888-957-9570. I think that's what we're trying to figure out. Hey, Giants fans, are you as mad as you're being characterized? That's what I really want to know today. Are you as mad as you're being characterized? Do you even know that you're being characterized that way? It becomes difficult for those of us in the media to really know. It's our job, but by the same token, I think the whole world right now is trying to figure out where's the right spot to go to get the actual true barometer of what's happening out there in the world. Is it Twitter? It feels like it probably isn't. Is it Threads? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it somewhere else on the internet? Is it in the stands? I will say this, Twitter and the stands don't match at all. Twitter and the stands do not match. So I really wonder, and this is the job of the Giants the rest of the year, is to fully understand, are Giants fans as upset and checked out as we sort of think they are? You sound that way. It feels to me like you are that way. Social media feels that way. Conversations with friends feel that way. I get a lot of text messages during games. They are rarely, hey, how you doing? Checking out the game. What's for dinner tonight? No, it's usually got a lot of F-bombs. It usually has a lot of F-bombs. It's angry people who have had it. Farhan himself is becoming an F word. And so that's what it feels like you all feel like. But the stands kind of make it confusing for me, to be honest with you. Because they are pretty full. They are better. Significantly better.
It's better, 10% better.
Yeah, it's better than last year.
It is, and it's better, but also when you watch a lot of these other teams come in, you have a lot of road fans, which certainly helps to improve the overall attendance numbers. The averages go up because you get Dodger games that are, more crowded than other games, and you get a lot more road fans, I think, than ever before. But when you're at the game, you're going to be enthusiastic about the team because you're at the game, and it's fun, and it's exciting to be there. And so when you're there, you're not going to be, most fans, I don't think, are on social media bashing the team while you're at the game.
Right.
You're at a game. It's fun, and you want the Giants to win, and so you're enthusiastic about it because you took time out of your life and you took money out of your wallet, a lot of money, and you showed up at the ball game because you're excited about it.
Right, but I'm not necessarily even getting into the behavior of the fan that's at the ballpark. I'm getting into the behavior of the fan making the decision to go to the ballpark. That's kind of what's interesting to me right now. You're right. If you're there, put a smile on your face, get a dog and a beer and have a good time. But what goes into the decision-making process of going to the games this year at a higher rate and a higher level than we all have in the past? I can only imagine that on some level that was based on early season optimism that made planners, grab tickets for a month or two down the road, and then once you've got them, you've got them. But that's why I want to look at what happens the rest of the way, because I'll go first. I'm like way less likely to go to a game in these last 2 months now than I would have been a month ago, even 2 weeks ago. Like, if you do use these next 5 days to signal to me that you're out and you're done, I probably am too.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll go there for work, but am I going to grab the wallet and bring everybody and do the whole thing and eat all the stuff? I don't know. Probably not.
Of course not. And if you
save my pennies for after Labor Day and Aaron Rodgers coming to town.
Exactly. And that's where I think it becomes an interesting question about your dollars and your entertainment dollars. And we all are, trying to scrimp and save and spend what we have to spend on all the things that we love to get at Safeway when I see you in the aisles, but you have whatever left over for your entertainment. And how do you want to spend your entertainment dollar? And when you're looking at the second half of 2024, do you want to spend it on a Giants team that is sub 500 and maybe a weekend away from giving up? Do you want to spend it on a Niner team that looks to be the best show in town and a team that's favored to win every game? So you're going to spend money on a Niner game, and the expectation is you're going to see a win. You're going to see a great team, and you're expecting that they win because they're favored. They may not, but you pretty much know you're going to get a high-quality product and a team that is in a Super Bowl window, or you save your money for the chef and everything that goes down at Chase Center, one of the greatest players of all time, and a beloved Warrior. And you at least know if you go see the Warriors and Steph Curry, you're going to get 36 minutes most likely of Steph, and Draymond might do something, and the Chase Center experience is incredible. It's hard to really look at the Giants from an entertainment dollar standpoint and think, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
As a family of four.
Xfinity mobile text line. This is interesting. A slew of texts just came in. Here's the first one from the 510. How does this grab you? Giants got some nerve. Just got an email from them trying to sell me for 2025. I got the same email, by the way.
Yeah.
I got the same email. Does that bother you? Is that offensive that the Giants reached out to you now that the schedule is out and asked if you wanted to buy some tickets?
Doesn't offend me.
I don't think that's offensive at all.
Well, I mean, I'm more offended by the fact that prices continue to go up, even though the product isn't as good. And I know the nature of everything. Yeah, and I'm not offended by the fact that they're trying to get, an investment now for 2025. The schedule's out. Hey, get your tickets. Come on down. that doesn't offend me that it comes out now.
Okay. 760, which I think is North County, San Diego. What's up to all you down there? I'm not mad. I'm just disinterested.
And that is, for me, the biggest problem with the Giants. And if you're Greg Johnson and the ownership group, that's the fan that you want to reach the most. Because if you're a passionate fan and you're mad at them, at least you're something about them. At least you're feeling something about the Giants. If you look at the Giants, 6 games below 500, and you go, whatever. That's the worst thing that you can be to your fan base. Is a fan base that's completely disaffected.
Agreed, but hold on, because there's two kinds of disinterested. Are you disinterested in this season and its outcome, or have you just become disinterested in Giants baseball? Like you don't care about the Giants anymore.
I know some of those fans.
I always bring this up on the platform that we have, all the platforms that live out there. We would love to hear from you because here's one thing I know. Didn't Steiny, am I not supposed to say this out loud? Tell you what, I'll protect the name. Didn't Steiny got a text from somebody pretty freaking high up in the Warriors organization the other day in the middle of a conversation, reacting to what he was saying? Pretty freaking high up in the Warriors organization, right? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So you want to know what that tells me? And I always try to say this to the listeners, and this is not bragging. These people work in sports. What do you think they listen to when they're driving around?
Sports, am I right?
If you want to get a message to them, here we are. We're
sports,
right here.
Man.
Yeah, sports.
That's what it is. Sports, man.
Sports, man. They're listening. You can talk directly to them right now. What do you want them to do? And if your message is, I don't care about Giants baseball ever again, well, I don't know why they would even care about you. You're gone forever.
Well, not necessarily forever. And I know a couple of fans, people who I'm fairly close to, who are fans of the team, but this year and even last year to a greater extent, they haven't had the same interest in the product. Now, if the Giants get exciting, if the Giants get good, if the Giants start to win again at a higher level, then some of those fans will come back.
Some of them, yeah.
By the very nature of it becoming a thing again. And you look at 2010, 12, and 14, that team, they won the World Series, and because they won the World Series, a lot of fans who otherwise wouldn't have been as interested in the product came to games. They came back to the product. My ex-wife, we would go to games. She's not a baseball person, not really a baseball fan, but because it was a thing, Giants baseball, let's go to the game. It was full houses. They were a winning team. They had people you knew. It was an exciting product. And because of that, fans who aren't super diehards will get back involved.
See, to me, these are the bigger moments when you're a fan. These are the moments when your care is supposed to come out. It's easy to root for the Giants when they're winning 3 World Series in 5 years. That's easy.
But some fans don't want it to be hard.
No,
don't make it hard for me to like your team.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it.
What I'm saying is now is the moment. If you care about Giants baseball but don't like what you're seeing, now's the moment you talk. Now's the moment you express yourself. And you can talk with actions or words. You can call a radio show. You can stop buying tickets. You can do what many A's fans did for a couple of years. You can go to a game, but hold up a sign that says sell and try to get on camera or wear a T-shirt. Like, your voice can be heard. I've always used this reference because it was one of the most amazing things to me. Fans should not feel powerless. You're not powerless. When I worked in LA, the Dodger fans got the damn team sold. They did it. They got the team sold. Frank McCourt, captain parking lot owner, was just a bad dude, and his wife was just as bad. And they were using the baseball team to basically be a shell company for their parking lot scheme that they run all over the country, and they've got like 12 houses. And they were awful, and they were in charge when like Brian Stowe And that incident happened. And their reaction to it was absolutely unacceptable. And Dodger fans just didn't go. We're not going. And that team got sold. The team got sold. Now, I don't think that's where we are with Giants baseball, talking about ownership sale.
No.
But
definitely regime change.
Yes.
We have a poll on Twitter right now. I don't know if you saw it. Lucas put it up. Do you still believe in Farhan Zaidi? And the no right now is at 87%. The yes is at 13%. Do you still believe in Farhan Zaidi? I'm not saying that this Twitter poll can be one to bring about action, but you make good points about fans. You do have a voice, and you can call into our show, and you can act by not going to games, and you can do a number of things that will get the attention of the powers that be. But right now, I think more and more you've got fans who aren't even moved to action of protest. They're just disinterested.
Real quick, Connor and San Leandro. Hey, Connor, real quick, what's up?
Hey, guys, really glad that you guys are here. I think that the entire fan base is going to need you guys communicating in the second half just to make sure that we stay productive about some of our negative emotions about this. You guys are uniquely talented at that, so I'm really glad that we're here. Listen, what I was going to say is I wish that they were uninteresting. They're frustrating. I actually think that, just as someone who I'll probably buy and go to the game tonight, but who doesn't buy as much as I did before, I'll probably buy next season's tickets. Why is that? It might be and I hate to admit this, it might be a spite buy. I might want to just be excited about what this organization would be if it doesn't have this albatross that we're not allowed to call an albatross yet around its neck. And so if we just have someone from Central Casting, everyone is criticizing Bomel right now. I love Bomel. I just want us to move forward from things that I associate with platoons, with having really bad pitches that end up with Buster Posey telling us that free agents don't want to come to San Francisco, and that's the problem. It's their wives. There's just so many little things that we can say goodbye to, and I can just get back to loving that ballpark, being around other fans, and buying cool merch and just, seeing what happens. And I don't think that same carefree, even on an uninteresting level, I don't think that's present right now. So uninteresting would be an improvement, guys.
Connor, it's a phenomenal point. We've been calling them boring and uninteresting, but I'm so frustrated. So I actually don't know if I get to use that word. Because if I was disinterested, I would be disinterested. I'm not.
You're activated.
I'm frustrated.
For sure.
I'm mad.